Graham Lott, my friend, told me there were 700 estate and letting agency suppliers. How can suppliers get involved more and get more advocacy and more clients, more estate agency clients to use their business? Talk to me, Andy and Tim from Yomdel.
I think the first thing to say is there might well be 700. If you look at the EA Master Supplier Awards, it's about 250 or so that are listed.
Graham said there was 700 because he's gone through all of them and whittled them down for his federation.
Yes,
the videos are online.
We're one of them.
Excellent, good stuff.
For Managed Live Chat and Mystery Shopping. So the first thing to say, I think, is that there's an awful lot of suppliers out there or businesses out there that are offering solutions to problems that may not properly exist.
You've nicked my line. That's my line. I say 80% of prop tech is a waste of time.
Lots of shiny things. I totally agree. Lots of shiny things.
They don't talk to each other.
No.
Yes.
No.
Awful.
And here, as a supplier, as a supplier in the industry, one, we don't classify ourselves as prop tech, although we use technology to fuel what we do with real people, which is important to say. But actually, we are looking at things the wrong way round. We should be looking at it from the perspective of the agents.
Oh, hallelujah!
You know,
at least it's
because this is actually a bit of a cause celeb for me, and I'm
don't get me on the bloody soapbox. I could pretty shoot most of the.
Sit down, Chris. Sit down.
I could shoot most of the bloody prop tech.
I go into so many meetings with clients or prospective clients where, at some point or other, there's a number of things that have happened. The first is their market has changed massively in recent years. The second is that in order to deal with that change in the market and seize the opportunities that might create or deal with the challenges that creates, they are looking outside of their own in-house stuff. So this goes beyond the guys that were printing the signs or doing their leaflets and that kind of stuff in the past, or their newspaper advertising account manager, whatever, into areas that they are just not qualified to really talk about, because they're really good at being estate agents probably, or they should be. But they're no bloody good at understanding technology, digital marketing, and all of the rest of it. And so they are easily, well, not swayed is the wrong word. That's not fair on them. But they are looking for the solutions, but they don't know which direction to look in. And they are only as good as what they're being told. But then they need to find ways to get evidence of what things are right for them.
So how can estate agents decide what's good and what isn't good?
They have to work with a trusted group of suppliers who have their interests at heart. So I go into these meetings and I'm listening to these.
What meetings are these?
With clients or prospective clients.
Okay.
Large agencies.
Okay.
And I'm listening to them, and what they're essentially saying to me is that I wish you guys would get your act together, because we recognise that we need to put stuff out to other people, whether it's the CRM, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's live chat, whatever it may be, telephone answering, etc. We recognise we've got to, but when I have a problem and I call up the CRM, I don't want the CRM to, say, well, we'll get to that in about 2 months to fix it, and meanwhile you've got to go and speak to Yomdel.
2 months, that's quick.
No, exactly.
Rapid work.
I was being kind. Or you've got to go and speak to Yomdel about that bit, and then you call up Yomdel says you've got to go and speak to them about that bit. They need a coordinated approach. Again, it's horrible jargon, but the workflow, the flow of the, from opportunity and the things that they have going through their business.
Well, sure, that's the CRM's job to do. Because if you actually look at it, I think most CRMs, how can I say, they're Ford Fiestas, and then you almost want to pimp it up with with
I think
like
the CRM is central to that, but increasingly you look at some of the other businesses that I would recommend that agents look very closely at. Yomdel, of course, being one. Things such as Active Pipe. With their email, very clever email automation marketing services is another, and there are several other businesses.
What are your favourite prop techs apart from you?
I like Active Pipe. I like FIFO. Who else do we like?
I mean,
we have others.
There are. I mean, as you touched on earlier, there is a spectrum of businesses. What we've set about is focusing on what we do. We as Andy was saying about solutions, it's not a case of creating something.
You're not allowed to use the word solutions.
Okay. So what we're looking to do
solve problems.
And if you dare say omni-platform, I will slap you.
Okay, but
bring it back to answer the sudden question.
Yeah.
How do we get greater advocacy? One is making sure that they all talk to each other. But at the end of the day, that's very logical. How do we get inside this, the hearts of agents? How do we make agents become your raving fans?
By delivering on the promise. So the Yomdel For Managed Live Chat, the promise is very simple. We will increase the number of leads that you can capture from your website by 50%. Now, the caveat to that is that we are not an isolated ingredient that you can bake a cake from. There are some other things they need to put in
It's a
there as
holistic
well.
approach, isn't it?
They need to be doing the marketing. We're only as good as the traffic that's on the website. If the right people aren't coming in, we can't convert
Well,
them.
it's a bit like one of these Valpals and other AVMs. You doesn't matter how good it is; it's whether you're driving people to it.
The right people to it.
You have to have the people coming in.
Okay.
Now, so this is why I say it's a combination of factors in order to get to the heart and the hearts of the agent's opportunity and win their love.
Okay.
Because if you're solving problems for them while growing their business and ensuring their market share for them, for example, at a time where the markets are quite uncertain, the outlook is confused at best right now. These are good things. Now, of course, there's always a cost, but they need to understand value. You know, and all of these shiny things that they're being offered all have a cost, but maybe not enough of them are able to evidence value. And for us at Yomdel, that's one of the big things that we have to do. It's one of our missions is to be able to evidence value. You know, the data doesn't lie. Unfortunately, a lot of our clients or agents generally are not particularly good at understanding their numbers.
No.
And this is why we've created things like the Yomdel dashboard, because that has an ROI calculator on it. So we can't get away from that.
So is that like a one-page thing that a boss can log in and see exactly what they're missing?
Yes.
Because that's really important.
And they can
Because
put their
estate
conversion
agency,
rates in there.
yeah, that big picture. They don't want to be going into websites.
And you know, other products that we've released, we don't just release products for the sake of releasing products. But you're right, there are large groups and, you know, regional directors, etc., want to know what's happening within their business. So we've created an SMS product where we could, if we wanted to, text people to confirm a lead's been sent or a valuation's been sent. So it's everything that's making us a business growth partner, not just a supplier.
Talk to me about this thing you're doing in Australia. That really did tickle my fancy. And I think it's something that an awful lot of prop tech and other suppliers to the estate agency industry, I've got to put that in because they don't like the word prop tech. Bloody hell, prop tech. Indian word.
Perception is 9/10 of the truth.
Okay. What are you doing in Australia?
So in Australia, there's we've started in Victoria Estate, and what we're looking at there is to take the lessons that we've learned from launching in the UK property sector out to Australia. And they have a model out there, established model already, which is an advocacy equity model. So we're creating.
So what's an advocacy equity model then?
So basically, we're creating a business in Victoria State, Yomdel, Victoria, and we will be offering 20% of the shares of that business to our real estate partners out there, up to 2% per partner. And the idea is
but you'll have up to 50. You'll have 100% gone, won't you?
Sorry.
If you have 50 of them,
that's why there's 20% available. 20% available.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing there is, we've proven with some of the evidence that we have from the UK, and we will prove with pilots that we're just about to launch in Australia, some of which have already started. And then once they're absolutely clear that we're delivering on the promise that we have set, and we will, they will then become business partners with us.
So you don't take anyone off the street, because the last thing you want is someone just coming in first off.
We're not looking just
they've
for
got to
money
prove
for
to
investment. They are going to prove to us as a business. We will prove to them that we can deliver what we're saying we'll deliver.
So so basically what you're saying is for any suppliers watching this, seriously consider giving 20% of your firm away. You wouldn't have to do one in the UK. You could split your firm up around the country to London or the southeast and get 10 prime agents to come on board at no cost. They've got to sign up for the contract at commercial rates, and you'll give them 2%.
Just to clarify, there is a bit of skin in the game. So they are being asked to put in a small investment loan, which will be paid back before dividends.
So everything that they're paying in, the primary repayment is on that loan.
And the purpose of that is just so they've got skin in the game.
It's to get for the skin in the game, so that we can make sure that the business is obviously well funded from the start. But Yomdel UK will be looking at that as well. But the idea is to create people that are part of the business and really believe in the product and service.
And the other part, just to clarify here, is that it's around the Yomdel secret sauce, in the sense that Yomdel, as Yomdel is right now, will continue to provide the service, but with specialist Australian trained teams delivering that.
That's in Australia, but
that's in Australia. So
that's what you're doing in Australia. But other suppliers watching this could do this.
Oh
in the
yeah.
UK.
So my point is, we're taking the same service level. So the same service level we provide to the UK market right now, using the same facilities and the same management and all the rest of it. And Yomdel Victoria, in this case, becomes a client of Yomdel UK.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a subsidiary that is bound to take its service from us, so that we can ensure the quality of the services that we provide is maintained. So we're not relinquishing the control.
Do you think that's what some UK suppliers could do themselves?
They can, but I think the one thing you need to be careful and mindful of is what we're not trying to do in Australia is just find investors. That was never, there's a lot of, as you say, prop tech firms that may be looking for just money to keep going, etc. Yes. This isn't about that. This is about establishing credibility within a sector or within a geographic area. That's what we're doing in Australia, and we'll continue to do.
And any top tips? Any top tips, the pair of you, on anyone considering doing this? Any pitfalls that you've learned that you want to share?
I think, well, we're still in relatively early stages. It's taken us a bit longer to get started than we intended. But one of the reasons why Yomdel has been successful and will continue to be successful is that we are constantly innovating. Our biggest challenge is to help people understand what success should look like and how they should be measuring value, not just looking at the cost. Because there's so many more things than just the managed live chat.
I think, and probably that is a big one, isn't it? I think a lot of prop tech suppliers, they talk too much about the product, and not so much about what you can do for the hearts and minds and the bottom line of the estate agents.
And also where they're going, not where they are.
Yeah.
Yomdel is saying, creating the credibility by saying this is what we've done here, proven facts, proven data, rather than from possibly a prop tech investment of saying how much it's going to be worth in 2 years' time.
Because obviously if you're growing, their 2% is growing as well.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.